Boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere, to you, the individual, as part of the collective. Welcome to Fast Track Sports Rock Highlights here on Talk Radio version of the OMSR. I am your brief but concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. Always do a little show like this, let you know the clipboard coming up in the whys and wherefores. You get the significantly longer highlights reel that way, plus the quickie sport rants of the segment. Why? That's all due to the fabulous OMSR sponsor being the DMCA. So many thanks to that and all the goodies it covers. All the video highlights courtesy to ESPN and the respective universities. Little shout out to the NCAA. Everything else to the OMSR. Wherefores? Talking briefly and concisely, the first of many, the mid-major conference tournaments. You're always, 10 and lower seeds in the big dance. Whomever wins that gets their ticket automatically punched, and the first ticket being punched of Eastern Kentucky versus Belmont. So on the Quickie Sport Rant of the segment, how the heck did this Belmont team, or rather I should phrase it, how did Duke lose to this Belmont team? Now, with these type of tournaments going on here, you won't see it anywhere else on YouTube per se, in terms of a sports show that spends or dedicates as much time to covering these. And you may have never seen these teams before. But like last year when I was covering Florida Gulf Coast, and I called them, and all these mid-major winners who were going to the big dance, had the best chance of making some noise. Wow, did that thing blow up overnight. Now, why is that show no longer on the channel? Well, back in Gen 2.0, was getting a little bit carried away with the length of the musical intros I was using. So you're, being flagged third-party content ID, not dinged copyright, mind you. So I don't like keeping those on the channel for very long, so I took it down. But I like covering these because, again, as I mentioned, the winners of these tournaments automatically go to the big dance, which seems kind of odd that they get to go, but the regular conference championship winner sometimes can get left out. So, second half highlights coming up. Not enough time to show the first half, and yes, you're going to see people trying to put the groove on dance moves behind the ESPN commentator team. I'll leave the commentary to you guys. I learned my lesson with the UCSB student storming the court, talk or two flip, or during filming. I will just say that, behind the ESPN commentator team is not the stage for America's Got Talent. Thanks for watching those silly DUIs while you're out there. Roll clips.
Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The first automatic bid handed out via a postseason conference tournament is going to be 20 minutes away. Eastern Kentucky 14-2 after up 8 on the defending champion Belmont Bruins, along with Adrian Branch. I'm Rich Hollander. The great news for Eastern Kentucky, they continue to shoot lights out. Last night against Murray State, 59% from the field. Again tonight in the championship, 54.5% from the field. I guess the only bad news is Belmont's keeping it within striking distance.
Oh, absolutely, because they're Belmont. But for Eastern Kentucky, they couldn't get off to a finer start. They wanted to play with the lead. They were able to do that with sustained shooting. When you're knocking down three-point shots, they're 7 for 12, and like you said, Rich, they've been outstanding, 58%, and it's been a balanced scoring attack. Terrius Johnson has carried them. He's done his share, and then Glenn Cozy as well is knocking down shots. Let's see, coming down the home stretch, when you're playing for an NCAA berth, if both teams keep their composure, who's going to be the first to crack?
Well, both the stars have played outstanding. Cozy 3 for 5 from distance for 13. J.J. Mann has tried to take this Belmont team on his back. With the rest of the team relatively struggling, he has 12. But Eastern Kentucky continuing to impress with their overall game. 9 assists on 12 field goals, 7 for 12 from three-point land as a team.
Well, they finished 2 for 10, though. in the last few minutes. So you want to get a high percentage shot because the momentum going into the half.
First half going so far scoreless in the second half.
Can they get a high percentage shot when Belmont is taking on a challenge to guard them beyond the three-point line? Gotta go north to south. There's a lot east to west. Go north to south.
There's Walden. A rare miss in the second half before Walden. Chamberlain's back in the game, controlling the point. 6 of Belmont's 8 losses this season have come when they trailed at the half. They're mounting a comeback in this one, the most important game of the season.
If I could build a tape for the summertime, every time a player has shown a pump fake, they have got.
Welcome back to Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's the Ohio Valley Championship. From the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky's led from the opening tip, but they're nursing just a 3-point lead. This is as close as the game has been since it was 3-0 in the opening moment. 7:59 to go. Rich Hollenberg, Adrian Branch, and the rest of the ESPN2 crew. We figured it was going to be a close one, and that's what we've got. Belmont had 8 turnovers in the first half, uncharacteristically sloppy. They had no turnovers in the second half, and Eastern Kentucky shot lights out in the first half, just 31% since hitting 10 of their first 12 shots.
The story of the game, competitive nature, getting themselves high percentage shots because they haven't been turning it over, and that's been able to sustain runs in the second half.
They get Johnson with the reach-in, and Cozy immediately goes over to his big man to try and calm him down.
You've got to play with fours. You're going against the defending champion. This is his 3rd foul. You've got to play with fours if he's making it tough.
Here's Jenkins at the line. Belmont in the bonus the rest of the way. And Jenkins, the senior, steps up and knocks down a big free throw.
Corey Walden there caught an eye, caught something. And you got a guard sitting there, 6'2" guard, having to block out in traffic.
Huge free throws for Jenkins. He's 3 for 4 from the line, and it's a 1-point ball game.
We got ourselves a championship game, Rich.
Let's go for this free throw before it's shot and say we have the tie ball game. What does Jeff Niemeyer say to his club right now after giving up such a big lead?
Well, first. I ain't counting the basket before they shoot that one, so that's dangerous there. But if they do tie it up, they've made that adjustment when they crack the code now with the passing up. They're not dribbling against the pressure of Eastern Kentucky. So the pass in the second half is beat the dribble. And then now the body language. All of a sudden, Belmont is comfortable. They're confident, and they have the momentum.
Eastern Kentucky has not made it to the NCAA tournament since 2007. Chamberlain ties it up.
You got your tie.
And it's our first tie of the game. For Eastern Kentucky. 3:20 to go. Picked off. 2-on-1. Here's Walden taking it himself. Lost control of the basketball. And it's Belmont ball. Uncharacteristically, Corey Walden, the junior from Daytona Beach, made an ill-advised play at the hole.
Well, this was style with no profile. I mean, come on, Corey, what are you doing? Put 2 hands on it, son.
There's Mann. Grabs the offensive rebound. Mann catching fire. Yes! 18 for J.J. Mann. We have a 4-point ball game.
Belmont has shown they can play well with the scramble, scrambling the defense, and yet still coming away with a huge 3-point dagger.
There's Walden. Lost his defender, and Corey Walden has a game-high 22.
Well, that was a better finish. He went in like he was supposed to. Those style points, you're trying to kick yourself a high percentage shot.
Still a 2 three-possession ball game. Nice pass from Chamberlain. And Stutz could ill afford. That's impressed you so much. It's out a 72-65 lead with under a minute.
My goodness, it was tied up. They were leading most of the game. They got off to a fast start, and all of a sudden, Belmont tied it up. The crowd was in it. The history was in it. Rick Byrne, the legendary coach, on the sideline, and lo and behold, Corey Walden steps up, a huge three-pointer. They get runouts, defensive stops. They put themselves in a position to possibly win this game.
Well, you just described what is now, at this point, our moment of the game, brought to you by Booking.com. And it wasn't so much a moment as it was a sequence of plays.
Yeah, the turnover right here, which is leading to a basket, and the composure. Watch the extra pass, which has been consistent, and then Glenn Posey showing he's first team all-conference, and then another turnover back-to-back in the money, which goes into the basket. Corey Walden, their backcourt, has been some kind of wonderful.
21 points for Cozy, 26 points for Corey Walden. And 51.8 seconds is all that stands between Eastern Kentucky and their first trip to the NCAA tournament in 7 years. Johnson gets it to Cozy.
Go to the basket.
Yeah, Walden missed a wide open Orlando Williams. Found him there, and an easy two.
Orlando said, I've been standing there for the last 10 seconds.
Bradshaw against Stutz. The bump and the bucket, and that'll do it for Eric Stutz. He fouls out, and Reese Chamberlain will go to the line, trying to complete a three-point play. That's Chamberlain's first field goal of the year. With this, it's a three-possession ball game, and he does. 79-70, Eastern Kentucky. Both teams out of timeouts, 12.5 seconds to go. Here's Bradshaw. Whitler, top of the key. Got it. 6.7 seconds left.
Got a foul down. They usually would call a timeout. Don't let him play.
Well, from preseason favorites to postseason champions, Eastern Kentucky takes down the top 2 seeds to claim the Ohio Valley Crown and their first trip to the NCAA tournament in 7